everyone, welcome to episode 20 of the Bargain Bandit. Today's date is October 23rd, 2012. And you might be looking at me and wondering, why am I all dressed up in a nice shirt with my hair up and everything? And it's because today I went and I voted. Early voting started yesterday in San Antonio, so I took advantage of that and went to the library and voted today. And part of the reason I did that is because Bill Clinton is going to be here on Thursday for a rally for Pete Gallego, who is running for the 23rd Congressional District here in San Antonio, or sort of San Antonio. I live in the 21st Congressional District, unfortunately, so I don't get to vote for Pete Gallego, but if I lived in the 23rd, I would totally vote for that dude. It's a tightly contested race between him and Kiko Canseco, and Bill Clinton is coming to rally up the vote for Gallego. It's a very tight race, so every vote's going to matter in this election. And I'm excited because they're giving free tickets away to the rally that Bill Clinton is going to be attending if you go into the Democratic offices and show your I voted sticker. So tomorrow morning I'm going to go pick up my passes. Hopefully I can take my kids because Zachary is super excited about getting to see Bill Clinton. We're big fans of the Clintons here in this house, so I'm excited about possibly getting to see him with my own eyes. And it's the first time I've ever really had the opportunity. Living in Michigan, I didn't have much of an opportunity. They didn't come to Michigan very often. And in college, I don't remember him ever coming to Tampa. Maybe it's possible he did, but I don't remember it. So anyway, so this is really the first opportunity I've ever had to actually see Bill Clinton myself, and I'm excited about it because I love the man. I think he was one of the best, if not the best, presidents we've ever had. For crying out loud, we had a surplus under his watch and plenty of prosperity. But that's what Democratic policies do. For those of you who don't know, I majored in political science in college. I've got a bachelor's degree in it, so I apologize if sometimes I go off on a weird, random rant about politics, but I love politics and I'm extremely liberal, so there you have it. At the same time, I don't judge conservatives. I respect their opinions if they come from a place of knowledge and education. If they come from a place of ignorance, I can't, obviously respect that because you can never respect ignorance. But well-educated, well-informed conservatives who just believe what they believe because of they come from a different place than me, I completely respect that. So anyway, that's enough about politics. Today we're going to talk about, besides politics, things that I recently bought and sold. Things I bought at yard sales, estate sales, thrift stores, and that I've sold on eBay for profit. So let's get into that. Today's show is going to be themed around board games, and so the first item I'm showing you is board game related, and then I have 4 board games to show you that I've sold. I've sold a lot of board game stuff lately, which is good. So the first item is something that I picked up. I paid $1.50 for the pair of the trays. There are these Monopoly trays from the mid-'80s, vintage-ish. Mid-'80s is vintage-ish. Vintage-ish, yeah. So they just look like a Monopoly board. They're blue. They're old. They were in pretty good condition. I picked them up. These 2 little girls were having a yard sale. I guess their mom or their dad was there too, but it was really the 2 little girls running it. And they had $1 a piece on the trays, and I didn't know anything about the trays when I picked them up. But I'm like, these are neat, thinking that they were probably newer. I didn't realize that they were as old as they were. And so I said, well, you take $1.50, and they like hemmed and hawed. And then their mom came out or something, and they're like, Mom, will we take $1.50? And their mom's like, yeah, take it. So I got the 2 trays for $1.50. And they were interesting, and now I know that they're vintage and worth a little bit more money. So, now I won't hesitate to pay $1 a piece next time. Another game that's a solid buy and sell on eBay, you see a lot of them selling, is a game called Upwards. I'm not sure if crafters are buying this up for the tiles or if people just really like the game Upwards. It's a game where you're going to stack the tiles to try and make new words off of the words that are underneath them. So like, you have like the word raft. If you put a D on top of the R, it becomes daft. I don't know why that example came to mind, but it did. So Upwards is a pretty easy sell, so I always pick those up if I can get them for $1 or so. This next game is a game I've had since mid-July. It's taken me that long to sell it, and I think primarily it's taken me that long because I had it priced really high, and the condition of it was really poor, so I wasn't going to get the price I was hoping to get. If it had been in better condition, I would have gotten a lot more money, but the box was a mess. The cards were well played with. It was just not a great condition game. I still did okay on it, but it was a matter of me keep lowering the price until I find that spot where that game would sell because of the condition. It is called Masterpiece, and it is an art auction game, kind of a neat vintage game. I picked it up with a pile of other games and ended up only paying 66 cents a piece for all the games. Uh, I love to do that. I love to bundle a whole bunch of games together and, like, say they're asking a buck or a buck 50 a piece. I can bundle them all together and give them one price for the whole pile of games, and it usually ends up to being a pretty decent deal for me. So in this case, this was one of many games I got for 66 cents. Another game I did the bundling trick with on another sale is a game called Constructionary by Lego. This is a very rare game, but it's one of those cases where it's a rare game that turns out to not be worth much because nobody wants it. Your game can be a rare all you want. If nobody wants your game, then you're not going to get very much money for it. And that's the case with this. Apparently, it was only published 1 year, and apparently it's a terrible game. So it's a very difficult sell. It's a modern game published in the early 2000s, so it's not a vintage game, which makes it, like, not as special to some people. Even bad vintage games typically sell okay. But Construction Area being a newer game, even though it's very rare, not a lot of money there, but I only paid 75 cents for it, so I made profit. The last game I'm going to talk about is a game called Billionaire, and it was part of that vintage honey hole of games. I paid a buck 50 for it, and it sold finally. I've had, a lot of these games for a while, so some of them were easy sells, some of them I'm holding on to for a while to try and get the right, buyer, the right price. Billionaire is not worth a lot of money because there are a lot of them out there. It's a Parker Brothers game. So, even though the condition of this one was halfway between one of the worst I've ever seen and one of the best I've ever seen. It was kind of in the middle. It was an okay condition one. It's still, because of the competition with this particular game, the price of it, is not, it's the value is just not there. Interestingly, I sold this one to somebody who watched the condition video that I did for this game. When I first started selling on eBay, I did a bunch of condition videos, trying to, sell my items a little better. And Billionaire was one of those I did a condition video for. And the person messaged me and said, "Hey, I watched your condition video and that sold me." So maybe those do work. I don't know. Now that I'm doing the haul videos, I realize that my top 3 may not be as interesting to some of you, but to people who maybe don't watch my haul videos, or somebody who just wants a rehash of, like, what I found and what I think is the coolest, maybe, I'll have more details on the items by the time I get around to my top 3. I'm still going to do this part of the thing. So my top 3 from this past weekend, I had quite a bit. For anyone who watched the haul videos knows I went out both Friday, Saturday, pulled in quite a haul. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this. The CSI, the board game. Now, this is not worth a lot of money, and that's not why I'm picking it as one of my favorites. I'm picking it as one of my favorites because I think I'm going to keep this. I'm going to take it to Board Games on Thursday, see if I can't get a couple of people to play it with me, and see if it's any good. It's got 8 crime stories. You can play one of these characters. You're trying to solve the crimes. I love this show, CSI. It looks like a hobby game. It looks like a lot of fun. So I want to play it, and if I like it, I'm keeping it. So that may be that may be a keeper for my personal game collection. The next thing I got is this here, and I haven't done anything with it, but it's a bunch of Scrabble tiles and Scrabble pews, and this is my favorite because these are quick and easy sells for good money. With the 2 Scrabble games that I have, I wasn't able to find any more over the weekend. With these, I'll probably get total with the pews and the tiles. I sell those separately. I should be able to get $50 to $60 out of this bag, plus my 2 games. And I think I might have enough boards now that I'll sell the boards too, so we might be looking at 70 bucks. So that was number 2. And then my final, and those are both game related, so I'm keeping with the game theme, but this last item is not game related, but it is by far one of my favorite items that I have bought in a long time. And it is this thing here. And I showed it in my haul video. It is a key holder. And it has a police theme to it. It's got this little badge that's really well done, handcrafted. The hat, everything in this is handcrafted, really well done, out of wood. It's all wood, so it's got the hangers on the back so you can hang it up. But you open it up, and on the inside is this diorama of police items. It looks all vintage. You've got some vintage photographs in here too of police officers, but these are not the same police officer. These are different vehicles, different locations. The best I could come up with on location was Clage Bay Police. Everything else is not readable, but they're different. They're different men in each picture, so there's no real common theme there. It wasn't based around one single person, but you can see it's got a lot of detail. On the top is a walkie-talkie, and you got the gun, the coat with the badge on it. It's incredibly detailed. There's even paper inside these little files. You know, you can look on the top. You can't really see it, but there's little pieces of paper. They're blank, but there's little pieces of paper inside the files. So everything on this is really well done. These little cabinets here open up. I love this item. I have it up right now on eBay for $50. I don't know, or best offer. I don't know if I'm going to get $50 for it, but I figured, worth a try, because I guarantee this is a one-of-a-kind item. Somebody put a lot of work into making this. So, and it's got some age to it for sure. It's not a newer item. So, those are my top 3 items from my picking last weekend, and I only paid $2 for that key holder. So that's pretty cool. Thank you to everyone for watching my show. We're up to 72 subscribers, which is pretty great. I'm pretty excited. We're getting close to 100, so when we hit that 100 mark, we'll do something. I'm still brainstorming on it. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it'll be something cool. If you like my video, please click like. I appreciate all the likes you can give me. Please share this video with all your friends, because I want to get the word out there. Even if you don't think they maybe are interested in the picking aspect, but maybe in the buying aspect, share it. If they're a big board gamer, let them know I exist. Please check me out on Facebook. Search for Kraus House of Cards and like my Facebook page. I am Kraus House of Cards and Games on eBay. I have 2 websites, KrausHouseOfCards.com and KrausHouseOfCardsandGames.com. And that's pretty much it. Please subscribe to my channel. Let's get those subscriber numbers up. And thank you to all of my subscribers, all of my likers, and all of my watchers. I appreciate all of you so much. And I will see you next time this weekend, hopefully with a pretty good haul video. Bye. Oh, go vote. Go vote. Don't matter what party you're with, voting is important. So go vote.